Every single guest on Keel is heard via the Jack Spring Electric Keel Newsmaker hotline. Joining us for a couple of seconds, Louisiana State Fire Marshal Butch Browning. Welcome back to Keel, sir. Thank you for taking time for us.
Oh, good morning. It's always an honor to be on with you all. How y'all doing?
Doing good, Butch. I saw that Phase 2 guidelines have been tweaked just a little bit to allow live music to return to bars and nightclubs. Am I accurate?
Well, somewhat. So what we did, live music was not allowed inside establishments, and we've been working to try and see how that could be mitigated with the health officials. So what we've done, we've altered the guidance to where restaurants and bars can make a plan review to us to look at the mitigation, and then we have to bring it to the Department of Health for approval. So it's not automatic. There is a process, and, we're working really hard with that. There's a lot of concerns amongst the health officials about the live bands. So we think this is a step in the right direction to be able to at least look at every situation and see if there is a safe medical way to mitigate, the COVID spread. So yes, the guidance has changed, and we're accepting proposals where people can tell us what they could do, and we've given a host of suggestions if you've looked at Open Safely on what some of the mitigation measures are.
Yeah.
Let me go to an extreme. If you're letting people into restaurants at a certain capacity, how is 3 guys standing 6 feet apart on stage with guitars going to spread coronavirus?
Yeah. So, again, we're in the fire marshal's office. Our job is to help with the standards and help roll it out for businesses to operate under them. So what the medical advice is giving is that person singing, that is an aerosol spread of the virus. And that is what we're trying to mitigate. And there's ways it could be done, but it's really subject to every building. And it's real simple things about the HVAC air handling systems in the buildings. There's a lot of things that are looked at there. So, a small building may not have the right mechanisms that maybe a larger building has with large HVAC systems where the air is recycled much more often, that kind of thing.
I know I'm splitting hairs here, but if they just got up and played, would those fall under the same? No, we don't sing. We're not spitting. We're not singing too loud. But just somebody who got up and like a cello player. I know I'm being silly here, but you see my point. Those would fall under those same guidelines.
You talking about just the playing of a mechanical instrument with no singing?
And no singing. Would that fall under the same guideline as somebody who got up and sang?
Well, I don't think that would be considered in the live entertainment because it's about the person, talking and singing and spreading the virus. I'd probably be good at that because I'm not a good singer, but I can play an instrument, so I could probably do that myself right there.
You got a new agent. Congratulations! You got a gig this weekend.
Yeah, but all seriousness, what you just described there, I don't think would be considered live entertainment.
Butch, the guidelines I'm looking at, and you can find them on keelnews.com here in a second, a minimum 12 feet separation between the performers and the attendees. You mentioned the HVAC system, airflow guidance, etc. Lots of restrictions with regard to the airflow. It looks like, and I'm gonna be blunt, you tell me if I'm an idiot, it looks like there's only going to be some real select high dollar nightclubs that are going to meet these qualifications.
And most of those might be at the boats?
Was this written for the boats to help them out?
No. This was written on the sign. So, and I'll give you an example. Large venues have good air conditioning systems, but if you're building a bar, a modern day bar, you're going to have that type of air circulation. Smaller buildings and whatnot probably can't maybe get that type of airflow. But we did a test. We went into a dance club in Baton Rouge and did an observation to look at their systems and everything, and that building met those standards. So I would think that any assemblies that have people assemble could probably meet this, but it doesn't have anything to do with the boats.
Okay. Still, you brought up dancing. Still no dancing in phase 2? I got to stay. I can't get up and cut a rug?
Still no dancing in phase 2. It's all about the close contact. Now, look, I'm obviously going to dance with my wife, and people gonna dance with their husbands. But the congregate dancing is still not part of phase 2, unfortunately.
Party pooper. You're a party pooper. What if
Listen,
what if we dance 6 feet apart?
Well, then I guess I wouldn't call that dancing. I mean, that's more like I guess that's line dancing.
I'd call that prelude to a breakup.
Yeah.
Butch,
y'all are really funny.
I'm sure
y'all are funny in the morning. I love talking to y'all.
Well, I'm sure we'll talk to you when we get to phase 3. I know that's on the way, and we'll chat again soon. I'm sure.
Great stuff, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
And
go ahead.
And if I could just leave a message, I appreciate that. And listen, we are trying so hard in the fire marshal's office to make usable things out of these health recommendations, because we want businesses to work. And I think we've been very successful in helping businesses. Phase 2 has been phenomenal as compared to the things that couldn't happen in phase 1. And I'm looking forward to phase 3. I'm hoping it comes. I'm hoping our numbers are there where we can do it. But we're going to be partners to business, and I appreciate the opportunity to explain to your listeners.
You can listen to us, by the way, down there in Baton Rouge on the Keel app just any morning if you want some fun, entertaining radio. Anytime.
Well, good. I'll text you jokes to tell.
We'll use them.
Text Erin. She needs them.
Thank you, Butch.